The race for the playoff spots in the Championship is wide open. And a win for Rovers this weekend will see them enter the top 6. We'll talk about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another match preview. This time looking forward to Brentford up against Rovers this weekend. And we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, where the heck have you been, boys? Smash your subscribe button to get you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, world football related. We're going to all hear under one roof. Now, before we jump into it, let's bring you up to date, folks. I have to do this on across the whole spread of videos. So, big thank you. This past week, we have some new Patreons, boys and girls. If you've heard it already, I do apologise, but just in case you haven't. Aztec Marky B. Mark joins Constable 1976, LG and Cow, and Mitchell Shoney, all stepping up to the plate to become Patreons for the channel. Much respect to you, brother. Brothers, should I say. Much respect to you, brothers, for joining the elusive gang of Patreons for the channel. It does me the world of good, and I'll be forever in your debt, folks, for your support. And it'll help me kick this on to another level. As you will find out just how little revenue this channel makes, but your contribution will push it a little bit further and put a bit of a smile on my face, and also encourage me to kick this channel onto another level, which we're going to do together. Anyway, folks, let's take a look at this week's very, very important game for both Brentford and Rovers. It is kickoff, and all eyes will be on it because it'll be live in front of the cameras wherever you are in the world. So here we are, folks, taking a look at the game. It does take place at this gaff for the last time between these two sides. It's Griffin Park, that's right. Brentford hosting us on the 22nd of February, managed by Thomas Frankie Boy Frankster, and the danger man for me. Obviously, it could be Oliver Watkins, it could be any of that BMW trio up top, but we're going with an old boy, an old family favourite of ours, an old academy prospect, because the academy prospects have been doing well for Rovers. It is David Raya. Between the sticks of Brentford, could he keep a clean sheet, and they'll be happy. A clean sheet for them would be absolutely horrific for us. Anyway, last season they did finish 11th in the Championship, doing much better this time around. Their record against Rovers is 36 games. They've won 13 times. We've won 19. We've drawn 4 apiece. Last season, this game was an absolute banger, 7-goal thriller after Rovers taking a 2-goal lead, but to lose 5-2. We did beat them at Ewood Park 1-0, and we did beat them earlier in the season as well at Ewood Park. I think it was 1-0 as well. That was back in 27th of November with I think Dacarino with the 1-0 goal. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But anyway, 22nd of February is the date, so put it in your calendars, folks. So what can we expect from this game? Well, let's take a little look at it, shall we? So Brentford's strengths for this for their season have been actually defending set pieces. They attack down the wings, creating long shot opportunities and counter attacks. And they also finish their scoring chances as well. They're also very good at protecting the lead, which will not work into Rovers' favour. Their weaknesses, though, avoiding offside and aerial duels, which is something Rovers could be good at. But we'll talk more. We'll elaborate on all that in a minute. Brentford's style of play is possession football, short passes, attacking down the middle with a consistent first team 11. They also play the offside trap, and they're very non-aggressive. Rovers, on the flip side, their strengths, long shot opportunities, we're very good at that. Defending set pieces, also pretty decent at that. Creating chances using through balls, and finishing our scoring chances as well. Our weaknesses are protecting the lead and avoiding the offside trap. Our style of play is attacking through the middle, play out wide, rotating the first 11, and we're also pretty non-aggressive. The forecast says Blackburn Rovers will stray offside often, and there will be a low number of cards shown in this one. That's what Who Scored thing. Let's take a look at the stats now for you. The key men, obviously, Brentford have been scoring goals for fun across the board, with Watkins with 20 goals thus far this season. Mabeyo's got 12. Ben Rama's got 9, including a hat-trick not too long ago. Was it against Hull City? I think it was. Da Silva has 6. As for the Yellows, Norgard's got 6. Henry's got 5. Dalson's got 4. And Ben Rama's got 4. Geneva's got the one and only red to this day. Rovers' top goal scorer is Bradley Dacarino with 10 goals. Armstrong now in there with 10 as well. Gallagher got 4. Downey's got 3. But the goals are starting to come from other avenues. Lenihan's got 3 as well, I'm pretty sure. Speaking of Lenihan, he's got 10 yellows to his name. Travis has got 7. Bennett's got 6. Cunningham has 4. Obviously gone back to Cardiff. And then the one and only red card for Rovers has been Bradley Dacarino. But again, sidelined for the foreseeable future. Anyway, let's take a look at how Brentford have scored their goals. Well, 35 of them come through open play, 11 through set pieces, 3 counter-attacks, 3 penalty kicks, and 2 big fat OGs. As for the goals conceded, 15 through open play, 10 set pieces, 2 penalties as well. So that's a quite high number for the old set pieces as well. So maybe Rovers can play towards that statistic there. How about the action zones and where they've taken the shots? Well, 64% of all shots taken by Brentford this season have come through the middle, and 55% within the 18-yard box. Rovers on the flip side, Brentford, the shots received have been 61% through the middle, 47 within the 18-yard box as well. Shots overall touches, 37% down the right, 37% down the left. That's the BMW effect right there. Obviously, Watkins has been down the middle, but very, very dangerous on both left and the right-hand side. So Nyambe and Bell have to be on their A game. Speaking of other bits and pieces, midfield zone, the middle third is their boss zone. 43% of all action takes place right in there. For a Brentford point of view. How about Rovers? Well, 30% of our total goals have come through open play. 11 set pieces, 4 OGs, 3 penalties. As for goals conceded, 25 through open play, 6 set pieces, 5 penalties, 1 counter-attack, and 1 big fat OG. How about action zones for Rovers? Well, we'll take a look at the action zone in a minute. We'll take a look at where the shots have gone through. 69% of all shots are in the middle, 59% within the 18-yard box, 35% outside the 18-yard box. 61% of all shots received have been within the middle of the attacking trio there, and 51% within the 18-yard box, 42% outside the 18-yard box. Our right-hand side seems to be our predominant avenue of attack, but let's not rule out Amari Bell and Adam Armstrong on the left-hand side there. That's a hot prospect that could cause some problems this weekend. Let's take a look at the injury list here. Now, Brentford appears to be a clean bill of health, no injuries, no suspensions, according to my source here. But Rovers have a long old list, and it's been made apparent that each week it's a new name on the list, but I think we're okay. I don't think we've added anyone to it. Brad Lyons is out. Joe Recchi Costello's out with a hamstring injury. Sam Costello's got a groin injury. Not too sure how long he's out for. Dakwin's out for the season. Cunningham out for the season. Grayson out for the season. Holtby out for the season. Rothwell with a few weeks. Corey Evans, we may see return at the end of March. We'll have to wait and see. But no suspensions. But it's a long old list. And this is what has caused us to make this starting level. Take a look at Rovers in just a second. Brentford's lineup. We've got obviously David Raya between the sticks. Henry at left back. Pinnock. Jansen returns. Dalsgaard at right back as well. De Silva, Norgard, Jensen make up a 3-man midfield. And up top, you've got the BMW effect. It is Benrahma, Mbayo, and Watkins leading the line in a very dangerous trio. As for Rovers, made a couple of changes here. Actually, it was tough to call, and I'm not settled on this one, but I could easily be persuaded. Walton between the sticks, Bell, Adebayo, Lenihan, and Nyambe. That back four and goalkeeper picks itself. No real changes there. Travis in that holding midfielder. Now this is the debatable sort of position there. Do we stick Downing at the defensive midfield slot, or do we push him further forward, maybe in Adam Armstrong's position then, and put Adam Armstrong further forward? So that's the debate. Downing needs to be in this squad, but I think just having him in that defensive midfield area, he can pick the passes in a sort of quarterback role to help Buckley out in the middle. So Buckley, Armstrong, and Samuel, those three will remain. It's the question marks of if Graham starts, or do we bring in Johnson for Graham? So it's Johnson or Graham. I think that's the dilemma for us. And if Johnson comes in, I'll obviously put him in Downing's spot, push Armstrong further forward. So those are the things that Mowbray will have to figure out. But I think it's not far off of this. But just this question mark of if it's DG up top, or because I'm going with experience here, with a little bit of know-how against these guys here. You know, their height is a problem for Brentford according to the statistics there. So Graham adds a bit of experience, know-how, and with the pace of Samuel and Armstrong on the left and the right, could cause some problems. Anyway, let's take a look at the last few games for both Brentford and Rovers. Brentford coming into this pretty decent. 2 wins at the past 5. Drawing to Birmingham and drawing with Leeds last time out at home. They also beat Middlesbrough at Griffin Park back in 8th of February. It's an unbeaten month of February for Brentford, actually. Also beating Hull City away from home 5-1. They did lose to Nottingham Forest at home back end of January. Rovers come into this with 1 defeat in that 4-game period of February. We did beat Charlton and Hull, back-to-back wins for us. We did lose to Fulham at home, so it's going to be a tough order to get us anything out of this game. I'm optimistic for at least a point. Middlesbrough 1-1 picked up a draw as well against Rovers at the Riverside on the 1st of February. We also beat QPR back end of Jan. However, I'll tell you the however in a minute. How about the last, the home form up against our away form? Well, Brentford's home form is pretty decent. 3 wins at the past 6. However, when you break it down, it's actually just the 1 win out of 4 at the past 4 games in all competitions. We're talking about the game against Leicester as well in the FA Cup. So it's not been plain sailing for them at Griffin Park. Picking up a draw last time against Leeds, a win against Middlesbrough, but 2 defeats before that. So as for Rovers, an unbeaten run of 3 games away from home with two wins and a draw, wins against Charlton and Sheffield Wednesday, and a draw against Middlesbrough. We did lose to Birmingham, Forest and Huddersfield away from home, for hopefully we can get something else on our travels this week. But what about the form? This is what we're talking about, folks. The form table out in the league at the moment. It is Blackburn Rovers top of the table, mainly due to our goal scoring exploits against Sheffield Wednesday and of course Hull City. So those 8 goals in those 2 games have given us a right old boost. And top of the table form-wise, we are the cream of the crop at the moment. We've been there before, though. We just got to stay there. And when you look at the next few games for Rovers, there are still some winnable games in the month of February and for the remainder of the season. We do have to take on some of the big boys, the West Broms, the Leeds at Ewood Park. So you know what? This season could have a very interesting ending to it for a Blackburn Rovers point of view. But we sit at the top of the table overall. Our hosts this weekend, Brentford, not too far behind as well. Where are they? 9th in the table. Just 1 defeat at the past 6. Same sort of verdict as us, but you know, for whatever reason, we're top of the table, so I'm rolling in it. The home form, though, Brentford are still doing bits. They're 2nd in the form table for their home record at the last 6 games. Rovers' home form puts them into 10th. Just 1 defeat at the past 6 for them. Their away form, Rovers, 6th in the table, picking up 10 points out of a possible 18 the last 6 games on the road. Brentford, if you're interested, they're 7th. But we're playing them at their place. It doesn't really matter what their away form is. These are the next 6 games for Brentford. Well, they take on Luton after us on Tuesday the 25th of February. Then they'll take on Cardiff to wrap up the month. So do 2 tricky away games for Brentford to wrap up the month of February. Then they start March with a home game against Sheffield Wednesday and a must-win game against Fulham in front of the Sky cameras on Friday the 13th. That's right. Brentford will take on West Brom as well in mid-March to wrap up a 5-game stretch. Rovers will end the month of February with back-to-back home games against Stoke and Swansea, both winnable games, or at least point-achievable games. So we should, and then we have all eyes will be on us at Pride Park on Sunday, the 8th of March. So a chance there for maybe with the attention on us to try and get something out of it. Then it's another tricky game against Bristol City, and then it is the North West Derby against Wigan, where we could win. We could realistically go. I don't want to blow our own trumpet. But if we've been playing like we're playing, we could. Obviously, this game, the Brentford one, is probably the hardest at these next 6 games here, including Brentford itself. So after we get past Brentford, you know what, folks? It is looking very, very, I don't want to say amazing, but it looks a decent run of games here for Rovers to get some points on the board. The games against Bristol City, Swansea and Stoke, they're all tricky, but they're at home, and we should fancy our chances to get something from this. Anyway, let's take a look at the rack up between the 2 sides over the years, and this all sort of goes into Rovers' favour. The last 6 between the 2 sides, 5 wins for Rovers, 1 win for Brentford. We beat them earlier, Bradley Dacarino with the one and only goal. We did lose last time we played at their place, 5-2. But then it was 1, 2, 3. It was a 4-game unbeaten run against Brentford. So we like to play against them. The game against them last week was an anomaly when we were 2-1 up at half time, and then it all went to shit show later on. So hopefully we can do something not like this, more like this, more like the old 3-1 away win. That would be an absolute belter. How about the last few games at Griffin Park? Well, it's a bit more evens here, 2 apiece. Obviously, Brentford winning the last game here. They also won the first encounter back in 2014, but in the middle there was a 2-game winning run for Rovers back in the day. Let's take a look at across the championship as a whole. Heading into this, the top team possession-wise is still Leeds. They're bossing it with 60.3% possession per game. Fulham are second. Brentford are third. That's something we can expect again on Saturday. 55.3% possession. West Brom fourth, and QPR make up the top 5. Aggression, top 5 teams most aggressive in the championship. Barnsley lead the way still, 76 yellows, 1 red. QPR second, Wigan third, Charlton fourth, and Derby are fifth. As for the aerial duels, Birmingham lead the way with 55.6% of all aerial duels won. Rovers are in the top 5 there, but alongside West Brom, Millwall, and Brentford, who are also up there with aerial duels. Apparently, that's one of their weaknesses. So I've been hoodwinked here, boys. I've been hoodwinked. Meanwhile, shots per game, Brentford are also in this one as well. They're in all of these, the top 5 in all of these important categories, and they're not in the aggressive one. So shots per game, Leeds lead the way with, on average, 16.5 shots per game in the Championship. West Brom second, Brentford third, 14.1 shots per game. Barnsley fourth, Fulham are fifth. Pass accuracy, Fulham lead the way with 84% of all passes reaching their intended target. Leeds, West Brom, Brentford make up the top 4 with Swansea in there as well. So very, very difficult. These are the other games taking place this weekend out in the Championship. Derby against Fulham will open it up on Friday. Come on, Derby, we say, to keep Fulham at bay in the old Championship. Then it's Rovers against Brentford. All eyes will be on that bad boy. Obviously, the game of the weekend right there. Bristol City then take on West Brom. That's a belter. Swansea against Huddersfield. Wigan against Millwall. Barnsley against Middlesbrough. Birmingham against Sheffield Wednesday. Forest against QPR. Preston against Hull City. Charlton against Luton. Stoke against Cardiff. Leeds against Reading. That wraps up the match day. What is it? Match day number 34 right there. Make sure to check out my old predictions for the Championship, including this game. I'll give you my score opinions for this one and across the board for that. Check out the old the channel. I'm sure there'll be a thing on there very, very soon. So this is what the table looks like at the moment. West Brom lead the way, 63 points on the board. Leeds are in second, 4 points adrift. They are 3 points clear of third spot Fulham. Brentford are in fourth. Forest fifth and Preston are sixth. Down the bottom it's Barnsley, Luton and Wigan going down as it stands. But like I say, this month of February is massive. There is still, 3 games left of the month of February. At the end of this, I think if Rovers are in the top 8 with a reasonably less than 6 points away from playoffs, we are in this. We are in the playoff race. If you're down the bottom, like say right now, I would say from Huddersfield down are in the old relegation dog scrap. 6 points between 18th place Middlesbrough and 22nd spot Millwall. If you're 6 points adrift or 6 points within 6 points of Wigan or the 22nd spot, you're in it. You're in this relegation race. So Hull, QPR, Reading, Birmingham, Derby and Sheffield Wednesday, they seem to be okay. And at the moment, at the top end, I would say right now, so Preston 53, look at 47 points. Probably Swansea above are in the old playoff race. Sheffield Wednesday, Derby just outside it. But hey, that's just a quick look at it from a whatever point of view sort of thing. Anyway, if you are interested in goal scorers and all that kind of stats, so this is the current state of play at the moment. Mitrovic leads the way with 21 goals for Fulham. Watkins leads as in second spot. That's scary. He's got 20 goals so far. Graham's got 16. Bowen's got 16. Obviously in the Premier League. Still yet to play his first game for West Ham. Woodrow, Grant, Wells, Bamford, Fletcher, and Jakubowicz make up the top 10. As for the key assist makers, Eliasson's up there with Pereira with 12 assists. Wallace, Swift, and Brown make up the top. It's the top 5. Anyway, folks, that is pretty much it. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. If you're new, smash the subscribe. New videos every single day on the channel, whether it's Blackburn Rovers, Championship predictions, World predictions, whatever it is. FIFA, I've got it all here under Warowski. Also, check out the old description. Links to my other social media platforms are in there. Twitter, Facebook, of course, Patreon. If you want to become a Patreon for the channel, there is a link in the description. It's patreon.com/Roverseas. You can join the likes of Aztec, Marky B. Mark, Constable 1976, LG and Cow, Mitchell Shoney. We've got Tom Clark, Tom Beresford, and of course, the ledge that is John Spurn. So if you want to become Patreons just like those boys, there is a link down in the old description, and you can become forever legends in the Blackburn Rovers camp. That's all I've got for you today. Start as a data-filled match preview, and of course, long old week build-up of this one. We've got Caster's prediction, got the Championship predictions, all that kind of good stuff. So check it all out under here. Bang the thumbs up, bang the subscribe. What do you think will happen in this game? Do you think Rovers can get ourselves a victory? A win for Rovers in this game, and we're in the playoffs. It might only be for a couple of hours, but we will be in, like Flynn, over Preston, into that 6th squeaky spot. Goodness gracious me. I'm going to leave you with that. Until then, I'm out. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.